Hey, how you doing, YouTube? I know it's been a while since I did a sword review, but you guys have been asking for a long time, and you know what I got holding right here. Obviously, you can tell right off the bat this is not a United Cutlery official licensed Orcrist replica. However, it is modeled after the Peter Jackson film and the United Cutlery versions. The handle is made of a poly resin, and it is supposed to replicate the appearance of a dragon's tooth. The original United Cutlery version had a jeweled encrusted pommel here. However, this version I picked up at the Ohio Renaissance Festival, and it does not have the jewels here. This is actually just some metal studding, and it still replicates the the feel and look of it pretty accurately. There's nothing really wrong with it that I've noticed. It still has all of the accurate inscriptions on the hilt and the blade as well. You'll notice that the sheath is custom. It is not the United Cutlery official licensed replica of the sheath from the movie. So we're going to go ahead and give you a look at the blade. Let's put the sheath down. Alright. As you see, the blade is made of 440 stainless steel. It does not have very much of an edge. It's got a bit of a faux edge, false. It does have the elvish leaf pattern engraving on the blade on both sides, as you can see. It does have the inscription on the hilt, as you see all along here and all along here, going down both sides. Now, the blade is 28 inches, and the sword overall is 39 inches long, which is pretty long considering in the movie a dwarf is supposed to be holding. I mean, this is a pretty full-size sword, if I could say so. And it's pretty heavy, too. I'd say it weighs probably close to about 6.5, maybe close to 7 pounds. So it's a pretty hefty blade. I would say that it's a wall hanger for the most part. I wouldn't go trying to sharpen it or throw it around, swinging it around trying to cut up fruit or anything like that. I would not do that. Definitely don't do that, not with something as gorgeous as this anyway. Again, I got mine at the Ohio Renaissance Festival. I knew it wasn't the official licensed United Cutlery version right off the bat because the handle, obviously, not only was it a different shade of color for the dragon's tooth, but it also does not have the United Cutlery stamp, seal of approval on the blade or on, on this or anywhere else. I did get a plaque with the sword, but I did not get a certificate, as if they would give you from United Cutlery, like if you were to order it from their website or catalog or so forth. However, a little bit of backstory on the sword. It is one of the elven swords of Gondolin from the First Age, from the Lord of the Rings, Hobbit mythology. Said to be akin to the sword Glamdring, which was obviously found by Gandalf alongside this and the sword Sting, which was given to Bilbo Baggins. It was then used by Thorin, obviously, after being forged in the First Age. It was used by Thorin in the Third Age against the orc Azog, the Goblin King, and obviously hordes of orcs and goblins along the way. The inscription on the hilt obviously reads the sword of the name of the sword, which is Orcrist, the Goblin Cleaver. In the Lord of the Rings Hobbit mythology, the orcs dubbed the sword Biter, obviously because it looks like it's a tooth. The handle is made of a dragon's tooth, and therefore the sword bites when it attacks. Therefore, I mean, if you want to get all philosophical with it, yeah. But as I said before, this sword is not very sharp. I wouldn't recommend sharpening it unless you planned on, obviously, just destroying the sword. So, I mean, if you want to keep it as a wall hanger, obviously don't sharpen it, just leave it on the wall on its plaque. But I know everyone's been asking me to do a review of this a long time. My personal opinion is, even though this is not the United Cutlery official licensed version, it is still very well constructed, and it represents the look and feel from the movie pretty accurate. I'd say it's 99.9%. The only thing I would change, obviously, is if the blade had come sharp and the tooth was obviously the right shade of the pale bone color, as a fossilized tooth should be. But I'll give you another close look here. It's got a very high polished mirror finish on the blade, and again, if you're a Lord of the Rings Hobbit collector, pick it up. You could probably get the actual official licensed version from United Cutlery on either budk.com or obviously direct from their website or catalog. This again I got at the Ohio Renaissance Festival, and this cost me $135 US, obviously, and the Scabbard came with it, obviously. The Scabbard is not the official license. It's just, you know, made of leather. It's got the, you know, the rivet snaps and all that. So I'm not going to bother showing that or doing anything on that. So, but until next time, I'm Swordsman. Later.